Yes, what's going on, guys? The YouTube gang. Currently aren't able to really do any other videos apart from YouTube at the moment, but yeah, hopefully everyone is doing well and it's been a good trading week so far. I haven't personally taken any setups this week due to the fact that there is a lot of stuff um, from now. I mean, it's Wednesday today, so from now until, well, even Thursday, Friday. Today you've got FOMC. Used to be called minutes, but it's not called that anymore, I don't think. And PMI, and then you've got UK general election tomorrow, and then Friday you've got NFP. So a very very busy week. I haven't really been looking at the stats or bits and pieces for USD stuff. Um, I mean, it still makes sense for gold to be pushing to the downside, based just off of like market structure and us needing to still correct and failing to close above 24 for the last couple of months as well. On the monthly, we've been just kind of spiking into 2400 region on the last 3 months actually, are June, May, and April. Both, all 3 months failed to close above 24. So, I mean, to me, this would indicate us needing to correct a little bit to the downside. But again, this is all kind of speculation. I feel like a lot of the news that's been coming out in regards to a lot of things like GBP, even USD, is kind of not really following what the sentiment and forecast comes out. So when it comes out and it's a weak GBP, I've been watching GBP just increase, and that makes no sense. But at the end of the day, regardless of what the data comes out like, I still stand by that news is priced into the markets already. A lot of from what I've seen, past experience is news only really creates the retracement or continuation. So, if you've got a positive GBP and it's already, beginning to push, or it's pulled back, made a retracement, then the news just basically pushes it, continues its direction, if you know what I mean. Doesn't really tend to change the overall direction. Um, so yeah, I mean, for me on gold, even though we've got FOMC today, I've just gone and drawn a simple fib retracement level, and we are bouncing in between the 78.6 and 61.8. So for me, this would be my area of retracement to potentially take a sell on gold to the downside, heading towards the mid region of 2200. Um, but I don't really trade gold anymore. I've kind of just been staying out of it. I've just been a lot more relaxed and consistent trading pairs. So gold, I kind of just use as just I like to look at it from time to time and throw a few fucking ideas on there. Um, but yeah, the problem that I've got is a lot of my pairs are GBP based, and I'm reluctant to take any setups on GBP because of the election tomorrow. Depending on what stupid people are involved and then going to be running the country, that will dictate where GBP has or is going. Because we've just been very sideways. GBP, I've had this set up. This again has been holding for a good 2 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, sorry. And that's the problem when you're trading in a sideways market, but you're looking to try and aim for larger targets. Is that if you're not in a trading market, you tend to spend a lot of time kind of building up them swap fees. If I'm being brutally honest, we've gone and hit the 100 pip mark like 2 or 3 times within this trade. And this, when you're like this, it's kind of just switch off mode. Like, stops are at entry, you might have scaled off some profit, just leave the rest run, and you either get stopped out at break even or you get taken out at your overall TP. It's the same with GBP CAD. You know, GBP CAD, this has been, you know, from entry of the 12th of June. We are now on the, you know, 3rd of July. So we've been holding this for a good number of weeks and we are still just kind of bouncing around. So again, but when you're in something like this where you're in a good, I'd say it's around 250 pip profit now, again, just a switch off mode. Like, I'm not really paying attention to it. If it ends up going to overall TP, then it is what it is. GBP CHF, I've got a little idea for this, but again, not going to be taking it because if whatever comes into power tomorrow, GBP could just shoot to the fucking sky and, you know, you just be stuck in a setup. Euro CHF, same sort of basis. I had this sort of markup here. Again, it's not actually triggered. I'm waiting to see what happens because, you know, FOMC, NFP, all those sort of things, they do tend to, you know, trigger pairs that you might not think it affects. So things like Euro CHF or GBP CHF or anything like that, you know, those pairs can be affected by it as well. What else have I got? I think that's about it. Those are pretty much all I've been looking at. So, you know, it's not a very busy week. Oh, Euro GBP, I saw a decent, relatively decent setup on here, but again, hasn't come down to where I want it to. It hasn't triggered yet. Again, it could be affected heavily by GBP tomorrow, so this could see GBP just actually push down, continue to push down. So again, reluctant to actually jump into anything right now. And GBP JPY, look, guys, this is probably one of the ugliest pairs to trade. Like, I've never ever seen GBP JPY just do this kind of movement. Very, very ugly. Very, very, like, just, you're not able to trade. Again, it's almost acting like the S&P 500 where it's just continuing to push like, you could just buy now, I reckon, and you could see it meet 208 in the next fucking couple of days. It's that kind of market movement right now. And it's just, stay away from pairs like this when it's like this. Just switch off. Don't even bother looking at this. Same with EJ as well. Haven't even looked at USD JPY. But yeah, same sort of basis. So yeah, it's just one of those. Haven't really been looking at those types of pairs, but the other ones I have been looking at. But it's just been a very sideways and flat market, which tends to be the case in the summer holidays anyway. The market's kind of died down. People are away from their desks. You know, the banks and institutions are kind of having a bit of a break, having a summer holiday. So there's not a lot of volume, and the added extra of having, you know, US elections and UK elections. I think even there's one in Euros as well. So it's very sideways and flat and very hard to read. So don't beat yourself up if you can't find any setups right now, because it's just one of those probably years where it will be very choppy sideways with no real indication of where we're going. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Just a little update video, but I will speak to you in the next one.